Hi and welcome to everyone joining us for this preview, which is pre-recorded on Thursday for the Friday meeting, which will be racing at Fairview, Friday the 2nd of June. And just having a look at this point in time, we're racing on the turf, and joining me on the line is Grant Paddock. Firstly, Grant, how are you? And then tell us about the weather patterns your side.
Morning, Sheldon. Yeah, wonderful weather the last 2 days, surprisingly enough, but we did have a hell of a lot of rain here on Monday. So we are still going to be a little bit tricky for Friday, but at the moment, beautiful conditions, and they are expecting very good conditions tomorrow as well. So hopefully we can keep this meeting on grass. It will be interesting though.
Let's get straight into race number 1, and we have a sharp favourite here in the form of number 3, Move On Over, who's trading at around 7 and 8 to 10 from the Alan Greef stable. Now all you have to do is look at it, the draw 1, Richard Fourie, Alan Greef, runner-up the last 2. Need we say much more?
Yeah, not really. Listen, yeah, she's had her opportunities. There's no doubt, but she couldn't have picked a better field to win her maiden in. There is the scratching of the 5-horse Sunset Raw. He comes out, but this race looks like it's got everything in his favour. She should take a power of beating here. There's a new horse, Golden Pacific. I see it second in the betting. She's had 2 runs and both of them have been to decent fillies, Roscova and Winter Cloud, 7 lengths, 9 lengths. So that can be anything, and very well bred horse as well. So they're hoping probably to pick up a maiden win in Port Elizabeth with it for breeding purposes. But yeah, it should go to the 3, Move On Over, Sheldon, from the 2, Golden Pacific, 1, Bellatrice is the improver, and then you got to have a look at this horse, Urson Valley, as well. That could be anything, but there's no talk on the ground for it. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be between the 3 and the 2 in the first.
Excellent. So there, number 3, Move On Over, the horse to beat. But number 2, Golden Pacific, that'll be the one coming back from the rest, looking to set the record straight. Moving on to race number 2, which will be over 1,000 meters, and number 1, Captain Casanova. Let's just have a look at the betting, trading at around 11 and 12 to 10. You believe this is one of the better bets on the card?
Yeah, definitely, Sheldon. There's the scratching here of Siberian Fox. That Kenilworth form is very, very good. 0.5 of Kennedy, 0.5 of Elusive Winter. That's way too strong for this field, and there has been quite a bit of talk on the ground for this horse. The field not very strong at all. The Dangerous Miraculous Man and Mediterranean Goddess come out of the Work Riders form line. So I think this horse has found the right race as well, and very, very tough horse to beat.
There we go, ready-made banker. So go with the banker there, and this one should be very, very tough to beat. As we move on to race number 3, this is over 1,200 meters. Just having a look at the betting. Another odds-on favourite, number 4, Vandalize, trading at around 8 and 9 to 10 from the Alan Greef stable. Once again, Richard Fourie aboard. Now, when you look at this daughter of Captain of All, I suppose you could say a little bit disappointing that she's been beaten recently, odds-on favourite.
Yeah, she's vandalised the punters quite a bit, this filly. There's no doubt about that. But once again, weak form line. There's a new horse here of Zisman Oosthuizen's Heart of Eternity that's got a bit of Johannesburg form. It could be a runner. But once again, we're going to be tipping vandalised. But I tell you what, she hasn't really looked after the punters at all. I must be very honest with you. She looks like a pick 6 banker. I'm a little bit scared. I'm going to add in a couple more horses with her to try and get a result here. Heart of Eternity at 105th Avenue ran on Friday, so if she takes her place, she probably needed that run on Friday. She could improve off that run, but yeah, it looks like the right kind of a race for Vandalize. But the last 2 times she came to the course, it also looked like the right kind of a race, and she found one better to beat her. So tricky kind of a race. If they want to bank her, they can, but I've added in the 3 and the 2.
Excellent. There you've heard Grant adding in 1 or 2 extra runners just to be on the safe side. That'll take us on to race number 4. This will be the first race going over 1,600 meters. Looking at the anti-post betting, number 3, Dream Stars around 33 to 10, 9 to 2, Red Centre, and 5 to 1 about number 4, Ponderosa Pine. Now, Grant, when you look at race number 4, it's got that more open feel about it.
Yeah, Sheldon, listen, if this meeting stays on the grass where we're starting, this horse Red Center is a big runner. Put a line through. She's had 2 runs on the poly where she got beaten 50 lengths and 31 lengths. So if it stays on the grass, she's a massive runner, and definitely the horse to beat. Lovely filly, well-bred filly, and I think she'll be the horse to beat on the grass. If it moves over to poly, it's a boat race between Dreamstar and Ponderosa Pine. The place accumulator, you can just have those 3 horses. They'll get you through pick sixes, bigger pick sixes. You maybe add in Race and 8 and then Richard Fourie ride Galati. But I think the winner will come from 1, 3 or 4.
So numbers 1, 3 or 4, that's where Grant thinks the winner will come from. So let's go light in that leg. As we move on to the next heat, will be race number 5, also over 1,600 meters. They're betting 5-1 the field just, so it doesn't get much easier. 5-1 about number 4, Secret is Ours, along with number 6, Equestrian Affair, and then you can go out to around about 6 and 7-1 the rest of the field. Just looking at race number 5, I think you've gone around about 4 horses in your place accumulator, Grant?
Yeah, tricky kind of a race. I do like. I've actually got 2 horses only, Sheldon. I've got the Brendan James and I've got Equestrian Affair. Both horses holding solid form, and if not both, then one of them will definitely be in the place accumulator. But it is a tricky affair, there's no doubt. Brendan James done nothing wrong since he's arrived here. He's won 3 from 3. This horse, Master of Africa, is also going to be an improver. He ran in a merit rate at 88 to Teatro last time out and ran a very good race. But he didn't finish the race off. He might have just needed it. Maybe one more run. This is second run of his race, but he's also to keep an eye on in the future. So, listen, I think Brendan James will keep on winning. I see Fourie's gone for Secret is Ours, and that's the horse, unfortunately, that Charlie Ndlovu fell off last time out when he was in a good position. So he's got to be a runner as well. So let's see what happens there. I'm still going Equestrian Affair, Brendan James in my place accumulator. You might have to add in 1 or 2 more for the pick 6.
Rightio, so let's move on to race number 6, and now let's cement this. This is where you got the 4 runners, numbers 1, 2, 7, and 12. And when you look at the number of horses in this event, you're going to have to go with some numbers here.
Yeah, definitely numbers. Bottom division fillies and mares. Very tricky race. Those horses that we mentioned, definitely maybe Holly's View. I see Richards on Holly's View is a bit of a jockey strike over there. Been running on over shorter to Bonnaroo and to Hilarity. So that's definitely got to go in. Silvery Blue just needed her last run, and she'll be a big runner, especially with Rachel taking off the 1.5. And then lower down, the likes of Saint Anastasia and Hilarity probably also got to go in. And then the Stradamos, I see he had a winner on Monday, so maybe there's a bit of a turn for him in Opera Swing. But a very tricky fillies race. Punters need to load up here. I went the 1, 2, 7, and 12, but you're going to probably have to add in the 11 and 15 as well.
And let's move on to race number 7, which is the Ladies Slipper Stakes, listed for the 2-year-old fillies over 1,400 meters. The anti-post betting has number 6, Luna Halo, at 15-10. Number 2, Golden Sickle, the closest market rival, at 33-10. Now, when they met last time out, Luna Halo beat Golden Sickle on that occasion. That was over 1,200 meters. Luna Halo is a horse who's won 3 of her 4 runs. Richard Fourie for Alan Greef. And then you got Golden Sickle, who won the debut and then has been super consistent. You in the camp of number 6, Luna Halo, as a place accumulator banker?
Yeah, definitely. Place accumulator banker. There's absolutely nothing between Luna Halo and Joy and Peace back home. That's why I thought Joy and Peace, I think she's trading at about 7-1. Very good value in the race. That horse Golden Sickle was all out over the 1,200 meters last time out, and she's now going an extra furlong. That probably catch her out, whereas Joy and Peace was running on strongly in that race, and so too was Luna Halo. I do feel that the Luna Halo and Joy and Peace will run first and second in this race. A good exacta bet. I've gone for Luna Halo to beat Joy and Peace, Golden Sickle, and then the maiden Public Benefit to run fourth, but Alan should pick up the trophy here.
Right, there we go. So Alan looking to pick up the trophy as we head on to race number 8. And just having a look at the betting for race number 8. Number 1, Cool Winter at 4-1. Number 3, First Origin is at around 6-1, along with 11, Great Melody. And then it's 8-1 and upwards the balance of the field. Grant, how do you guide the punters in race number 8? It's over 1,000 meters, and looking at the field, it's a full field.
Yeah, listen, it's a full field. It's an absolute nightmare. It's the normal last leg of the pick six in Port Elizabeth. You can have as many numbers you are here, and if you leave out a few, you're still going to be in trouble, Sheldon. I've gone for no Torix. I thought maybe they'd stay on the poly, and he'd be a big runner. If they do, he is. But if it stays on grass, he'll probably battle then the likes of Coastal Path, Kuznetsov. Cool Winter is the first time here. No talk on the ground for Cool Winter, but I see Richard Perry jumped aboard, so he's had the pick, and Alan's probably told him that one's doing the better of the stable lot. And you have a nice 2-year-old like Warlords coming back from gelding. He might just need it, but an absolute minefield here. I've gone 5, 10, 12 and 14 in the PA, but I suggest punters go absolutely as wide as possible. You might have to add in the 1 and the 4 from the Creef yard, but if you can go light early on, and you don't want to be going into the last race with 4 or 5 horses. You really need to load up your Sheldon. Tricky race, and even a horse like a Vernie Warrior, if it stays on the grass, is a big runner, but really difficult race, and the punters have to go wide.
Super. Thanks very much, Grant. We'll run through your selected bet for the day, and then we'll greet you goodbye, and hopefully the horses do it for us on the track. So currently on screen, we're going to bring up your place accumulator and your best and value bet. Race 2, number 1, Captain Casanova. You believe the form is too strong, so number 1, Captain Casanova. That'll be a runner that you can get all your doubles and trebles going. Then race 7, number 5, Joy and Peace at around 7-1 you mentioned. That could be the value play of the day. And then you've gone for a place accumulator. Opening with bankers, banker 1 by banker 4, by 3 and 4, by 3 and 6. Then you'll notice 4 runners in 2 of the legs, 1, 2, 7 and 12 by banker 6. And then you heard the last race, an absolute nightmare. Grant's gone 5, 10, 12, and he's also thrown in number 14, I believe, and maybe throw in 1 or 2 extra runners. So thanks very much, Grant, and let's see how things map out on the morning. At this point in time, we are racing on the turf, and all the best, and hopefully, Grant, your horses run as well as you've selected.
Thank you very much, Sheldon, and good luck to the punters tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much to Grant Paddock joining us on the line. So final declarations at around about 9 o'clock on Friday morning. We'll know the finer details, and let's see if the horses can get into the number 1 box, and perhaps the place accumulator could be on song for Grant Paddock.